Good morning. We are interrupting your programming very briefly because we want to tell you about breaking news in Dallas. An active shooter situation in downtown at the Earle Cabell Federal Building just outside. Happened at about 8:45 this morning. I
spoke with a guy just on the phone a couple minutes ago named Tim Brown, who is a real estate agent in Dallas, and he shot some video from high above. He lives like 8 stories above where this incident happened, and he said that he saw the gunman outside the building, shot some video of that. A short time later, he said that the suspect was hit by gunfire, and he said then the person was taken to the hospital. We're hoping to get him on the phone, but right now he is being evacuated. They have created about a 4-block perimeter around the Earle Cabell Federal Building. Again, the shooting happened right there outside the Federal Building. Some dispute as to whether or not he went in the building or just was outside the building. The video that was shot by the gentleman that I spoke with shows him outside the Federal Building, right across the street from McDonald's.
At the door and then running away.
And then running away.
And we're going to be showing that video to you here momentarily. But again, they did block off a 4-block area around the Federal Building, and also they have put El Centro College on lockdown. So they are looking. The car that this person was in was parked right across from the McDonald's, if you're familiar with that area on Griffin Street. And so they had the bomb disposal robot going over there. We watched that. Our helicopter overhead, Chopper 11, was showing us video of the robot going up to the car, presumably to check to make sure it hadn't been booby-trapped or anything like that. We don't know the outcome of that yet. We do have several crews on the scene, and we're working to get the latest information on this, but we do know that one person has been taken to the hospital, the person believed to be the shooter in this case. Multiple shots fired at about 8:45 this morning, and this person was taken down because, as you can imagine, at the Federal Building, there are numerous agencies there and in the vicinity, Dallas Police, Dallas Sheriffs, and federal agents as well, and they quickly brought this person down and took him into custody. Don't know his condition at this point.
So right now, here's what's happening. They're evacuating several of the buildings right around that area, the ones that are inside the perimeter, and that involves the building where the gentleman was that we talked to who was shooting the video. He is now being evacuated at this very moment. So we're hoping to get him on the phone, but again, he is being moved at this time. Again, we do know that this started about 8:45 when there was a shooting. Still not clear if it's just one person. That is one of the things that the officers are working to try to ascertain, if there was just one person. Now we have the video. Again, this coming in from Tim Brown, who's a real estate agent in Dallas. We talked to him on the phone just a short time ago.
You can see the right side.
Yeah, you're going to see with a long gun right there in front of the Earle Cabell Federal Building. And then he's going to run across the street to the parking lot where eventually so you could hear him say shots fired right there. And then they're going to see he's going to come across the street here in just a second. And then
you can hear more shots there in the background.
There he is, I think, right behind the car right now.
Right behind those cars, exactly.
So we're going to try to work on the video, make it a little more easy to see as time goes on, but you can see that that's the situation right now. So there was one shooter that we know of, and that shooter was taken to the hospital. He is in custody. We're told that he was still breathing when he was taken to the hospital. Again, you see all the perimeter around the building. It's a very secure building, but right now it's even more secure as there's like a 4-block radius around that building. So if you're headed downtown, you're not going to be able to get anywhere near the Earle Cabell Federal Building.
And again, as our reporters on the scene, we spoke with Steve Pickett a while ago, and he was discussing the fact that out of an abundance of caution, they just really want to make sure that they believe this person was acting alone, but just to be on the safe side, they want to. And yep, there you go. You can hear the person, Tim Brown, who recorded this video, of a real estate agent in Dallas who lives there across the street, about 8 floors up. He was evacuated. We're going to hope to hear from him at our 11 o'clock newscast. But he and everyone in his building was evacuated, and presumably the other buildings in that area, as Russ was mentioning, just out of an abundance of caution, just to make sure that there is nobody there who shouldn't be there and might have perhaps been working with this person.
I'm looking at it one more time again. This was the scene. It was about 8:45 this morning. And from what we can tell, just one person was involved. There may be others, and that's one of the things that police are working to try to figure out. But one person, he was dressed in camo-type clothing. There were some shots fired, exchanged right there in front of the front door, and then he runs across the street. And that's where eventually he's hit by police. And that's where the situation ends with the video there.
And so, you mentioned that he was armed with a long gun.
Yeah, he definitely had a long gun. You could see that from the video.
Right.
So, all right, so we're going to continue to work the story. We'll have much more for you coming up at 11 o'clock this morning. Right now, the evacuation is underway. We'll watch it and see if there's more developments. We'll bring them to you.
And now we're going to return you to
regular scheduled programming. Yeah.